Hi, this is Justin from GeneralsJoes.com with part 3 of my look at MP-28 Takara Tomy Masterpiece Transformers Hot Rodimus. I have looked at his box in his car mode. I have looked at the transformation process to get from his car to his robot form, and in this part 3 of a first look at Hot Rodimus, I'm going to take a look at his robot mode and go into some detail about the little Easter eggs and stuff that are contained here. And after 3 videos of calling him Hot Rodimus, I'm getting really bothered with that terminology. Something sounds a little dirty about calling him that. I don't know what it is. But anyway, as you can see, he looks very vintage inspired. He's got his flame deco on his torso there, a little Autobot symbol. Some reflective lights there. The chrome on his exhaust vents is intact in robot mode. Looks great. He stands really well. He's very stable. I love the colors, very accurate to the source material there. He's got his little yellow wings and back. He's got a pretty bulky back. You can't really see it from the front, but you can kind of turn him a little bit. You can kind of see the little backpack action going on there. It's not terrible by a long shot. As a matter of fact, I think his robot mode is pretty badass. It's I'm pretty late to the Transformers Masterpiece game. I started with Optimus Prime and Soundwave, which set a pretty high standard. I'll admit I was a little bit disappointed with Trax, but any kind of disappointment I had with Trax is totally made up for by Hot Rodimus. This figure just looks excellent. As I turn him, you can tell he stands very stable. He's extremely well articulated, as most of these Masterpiece figures are. In robot mode, there's lots of flipping panels with the shoulders here, kind of the rib cage here, that conceal a lot of potential kind of blank spots, which, you know, Takara is obviously an expert at. He's got these little hinged codpiece here. Nothing like better than a hinged codpiece. I'll tell you that. I've got to be brutally honest with you there. But it helps so he can move his legs a little bit better. His legs are fully ball jointed. He's got hinges in the panels here too, so he can get all sorts of great poses like so. And because this is hinged, you know, it doesn't reveal any like real details underneath. It's a very nice touch. He's got these swivel arms here, which are great. Decent elbow articulation. All sorts of very good moving parts. He's got these little locking pins that lock his shoulders in, but he's got a ball joint action here. And he falls over real well, stays together. Ball joint action here. And he can move in pretty much any pose. One interesting thing, he doesn't have a connector joint back here that I can see, but he's tight enough so he's not completely flopping, but this enables him to, you know, kind of sit where some Transformers can't, which will be an important distinction kind of later on. But there's Hot Rodimus. He can get in pretty much any pose you want, including the you know, grab a pistol and make Megatron execute Optimus Prime pose, which is one of my favorites. A little punk piece of crap. I don't like the character much at all, but this is a freaking awesome toy, which almost makes up for it. These little panels in the back, you know, that slide in so you can't see any of the details in the back of the legs, but it is an absolutely fantastic robot mode. One of my favorite Masterpiece toys I've purchased, I believe. I have quite a decent collection of them now. Optimus Prime and Soundwave are probably still my favorites, but Hot Rodimus is coming up pretty close to their level, and not just because his name is Hot Rodimus. We went over the accessories he comes with a little bit already, but I can go over them in a little bit more detail, especially ones that pertain specifically to his robot mode. If you flip his little fist in there, it's got a little knob at the end. And you can hook up the little chainsaw circular saw. It spins freely, which is a very neat, nice touch. I like that a lot. Takara is an expert at these little call-outs to the animation models. I think it's really awesome. And of course, he comes with his fishing pole. I'm gonna copy Takara shamelessly here and put him in a little cross-legged pose like they do on the back of the package. Pry open his hand. There you go. Now we can go fishing with his buddy Daniel with 80s hair metal playing in the background. Probably my favorite bit. I mentioned in the last video that or in the first video, I don't know. I mentioned in one of those videos that I really dig characters that come with two weapons, two guns especially. Whether it's because I love John Woo movies, I don't know. But this guy stands so great, he's only fallen over 18 times in this 5-minute video. These guns have these little tabs, as most of them do, and actually fit very snugly. Some Masterpiece Transformers have issues holding their weapons. Not so much with Hot Rod here. He actually holds his very well. I say as his gun slips out. Correction, if you get his gun properly placed, lodged into the notch, he can hold it really well. Which I just did, so that's better. So there's his two guns. He looks really good. Just think if he actually had two guns during the animated movie, maybe he would have beat Megatron and Optimus Prime wouldn't have died. Terrible Autobot. Alright. Yeah, as I said, he's very nicely articulated. He balances very well. Can hold his two weapons pretty much perfectly. These are the same guns that I showed in an earlier video, could plug into the car as well. They're the same ones, so I think it's really the heel piece in back that kind of helps him stand so well. So that's really great. I love the twin laser pistols. It's really cool. I'm a sucker for that type of thing. Takara gives any kind of shit about what I say. They'll just include two guns with everybody because that automatically gives them bonus points in my world. And there's Hot Rodimus, and we'll do a little size comparison. And we've got Hot Rod there, next to Optimus Prime himself. That's a pretty good comparison, as you can see. There we go. Next to old trusty Ironhide. So he fits pretty well size-wise. Obviously shorter than Ironhide, as he should be. A decent amount shorter than Optimus Prime, but not crazy short. And he is a decent bit bigger than Bumblebee, who we throw in right there, as he should be. So I really like the size. I think the size is pretty much perfect. And he does have that little Easter egg I talked about, where, you know, if he wants to kick Optimus Prime's ass and tear the Matrix from his dead chest, like he more or less did in the movie. I'm going to need some help getting that Matrix out of Optimus Prime's dead chest. There we go. Pull the Matrix out of there and pull his chest plate aside, and you can actually fit the Matrix right in there. Oops. So now Hot Rod can complete his thievery of everything that is right and good with the world by not only killing Optimus, but then stealing the Matrix and becoming the second worst Prime ever, only beaten by Sentinel Prime from those terrible Michael Bay movies. Congratulations, Hot Rodimus. You're not the worst Prime ever, just the second worst. There we go. We'll remove the carcass of Optimus Prime here. And that's it. That's a really brief look at Hot Rodimus's robot mode. And basically, articulation is fantastic. Color scheme is great. The deco work is really awesome. I love his transformation. I love his look. I love how well he moves and how stable he is standing. This is pretty much the epitome of a great basic car Autobot Takara Masterpiece Transformer. There's another nice little touch too. We're looking close up at his head here, and it doesn't look like there's anything really remarkable about it. But here you'll see I just went and flipped his little helmet piece up a little bit. That little top of his head can flip right up like that. And then see those little goggles that kind of flip down over his eyes? And then you can flip the top of his helmet right back down. And now he's got those cool little translucent blue goggles over his eyes. A really, really cool touch. So I'm not really sure what else I have to say. He's just a fantastic entry into Takara's Masterpiece Transformers line. I love the character. I don't love the character. I love the figure. I love the car. I love the transformation. Even though I'm not a big fan of Hot Rod himself, I can't argue with fantastic toys, and he is a fantastic toy. He definitely gets one of my highest recommendations. It's nice because he's a kind of mid-sized car too, so he's not insanely expensive. He's a whole lot of fun. I think if you're a Transformers fan, if you're an 86 Movies fan, you really should grab this guy. He's a great, great toy, and I think he's going to be in pretty high demand. So thank you very much for watching. Obviously, if you're a Transformers fan and you got any recommendations, please leave them down in the comments. Subscribe if you would. I'll be bringing more of these to you. Like the video if you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you back here soon. This is Justin from GeneralJoes.com.